PHL 17 challenges you to try out to face the American Gladiators live at the Civic Center May 1st. Tryouts are April 20th at 5 p.m. Call for more information.
Coast to coast and all points in between, our combatants have come to the glamour capital of the world, Hollywood, California, to settle their disputes once and for all. From the Grudge Match Arena at Universal Studios, Amateur Rank Sports proudly presents the Grudge Match. Today we have three incredible grudges. Two former friends fighting over a woman. A skydiving team battling over a love triangle. And two neighbors go nose-to-nose over a new fence. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Grudge Match Arena. I'm Steve Albert, and I'll be calling the play-by-play, along with my good friend, Jesse the Body Ventura. And, Jesse, we've got three terrific matches today.
And the great thing about this is, Steve, these are regular people. They're not trained athletes or actors.
That's right. These are real people who have decided to take matters into their own hands to settle their disputes. And, Jesse, tell us how the grudge match works.
The grudge match consists of 3 one-minute rounds. In the first round, the contestants use either oversized boxing gloves or a similar weapon chosen by our games commissioner. The second and third rounds belong to the contestants. They make their own choices of weapons. And the great thing about it, Steve, is our audience chooses the winners.
All right, Jesse, our first match features two former friends who are upset over the same girl.
That's always trouble.
Let's hear what they have to say.
I'm Tim Fields, and my grudge is with a friend of mine, Walter Borchert. He was having a bad day. His car had been broken into. He was broke, and I said, don't worry about it, buddy. I'll buy you gas. I'll put the money in the car. I'll buy the drinks. Let's go out and have a good time.
Things happened that day. I was in a bad mood. Tim called me up, asked me if I wanted to go out for a few drinks, maybe some dinner and drinks. And I didn't really want to go out, but he figured, come on, Walter, go out, or cheer you up.
So we go out, and I'm cheering him up, and I meet this extremely good-looking girl at the bar. And she and I are sitting there talking, and I'm buying us all drinks, and he's like, oh, come on, let's go, man, let's go.
Like I said, he offered to cheer me up. That's why he was taking me out. Next thing you know, we're at this bar, and he's completely ignoring me, trying to pick up on some broad.
And I wasn't leaving him out of the conversation by any means, but he didn't let on that he was interested in her at all, not to my face anyway.
We make eye contact, Jennifer and I, so I know something's happened with us.
You know, I get up and go to the bathroom, and I leave them alone for 3 minutes.
Well, he was gone for maybe 20 minutes, more than it took to go to the bathroom, and I wound up talking to the girl, and she wasn't into him very much, and next thing you know, I asked her if she wanted to leave, and she said yes, and we just left.
And I come back, and he has picked up and left the girl that I was talking to, leaving me stranded.
I think he's missing the point of why he took me out. He wanted to cheer me up. Okay? That's why he took me out. So, he cheered me up.
Walter is absolutely the epitome of a womanizer. He will take advantage of any situation that he can just to get what he wants, you know, for a big 3 minutes. I mean, if it's got a temperature over 32 degrees and a skirt, he's on it.
Hey, Tim, you're a loser. You lost the girl, and now you're going to lose to me in the ring. I'm going to humiliate you.
Walter, you did me wrong. You stole my woman. You left me stranded. I'm going to get you in that ring, and I'm going to knock some sense into that pretty boy head of yours.
Well, it seems like we have a slight difference of opinion here. Let's find out what weapons they plan to use and check in with Paula McClure.
Well, Steve, this is the famous Grudge Match gallery of weapons where our contestants come to choose their desired weapons in each round. And in round 1, they're going to use oversized boxing gloves. In round 2, they're going to throw grudge grot-filled balloons on this seesaw. And in round 3, Walter wants to beat some sense into Tim with inflatable dolls. Now, let's see what both of them want to win today. Walter and Tim are both fighting for a trip for two to Pelican Cove. The Pelican Cove Inn, feather beds, fireplaces, and spas, plus a romantic, elegant inn. A very special place in lovely Carlsbad Village, furnished by Pelican Cove Bed and Breakfast. Back to you, Steve.
Thanks, Paula. Well, it's a battle of distant friends, if you will, here on the Grudge Match.
Well, I'll tell you, Steve, I think the grudge is equal both ways here. They're both mad at each other.
Well, here is Walter Pete Borchert, who is mad at Tim Mrs. Fields. Tim has the grudge. Here's the reaction to Borchert climbing into the ring with his cornerman Pete Steinfeld. And Walter looks like he's in pretty good shape. I saw him backstage, and he was really into it. And Tim Fields, who has the grudge.
Tim Mrs. Fields.
Yeah. Walter picked up the girl Tim was talking to at a bar while Tim was in the bathroom. Tim had taken Walter out to cheer him up, and Walter took off with her. And Tim says he even had to walk home.
Wouldn't that cheer Walter up?
Depends how the girl was. Anyway, let's go up to Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Grudge Match Arena. Our matches today are sanctioned by Amateur Rank Sports Games Commissioner Gary Ganaway, Deputy Commissioner Rhonda Antista. At this time, let's meet the officials assigned to ringside. First of all, two of America's finest physical fitness experts, each assigned as cornerman and trainer. In the red corner, we have Pete Steinfeld. And his very own twin brother across the ring in the blue corner, Andrew Steinfeld. And the winner of each match will be presented with a victory belt. That job falls to our grudge match lady, the very lovely Teresa Ring. And the man in charge of all the action in all the grudge matches, our referee from Boston, Massachusetts, John Purnell. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the grudge match arena, let's get ready to rumble! This is the grudge match battle of I Left You Standing There. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, in the red corner from Nashville, Tennessee, 5 feet 9, 157 pounds, introducing Walter Peach Borchert. And across the ring in the blue corner, his opponent from the Windy City, Chicago, Illinois, also 5 feet 9. He tips the scales at an even 150 pounds, introducing Tim Mrs. Fields.
All right, we want a nice clean fight here. No hitting below the belt, biting, kicking, scratching. If there's a knockdown, the other person must go to a neutral corner. If there are any problems, go to a neutral corner or just call it to my attention. All right, touch gloves. When the bell rings, come out, settle your ground.
Good enthusiastic crowd on hand. We'll check the tail of the tape.
Borchert, 26 years old, 5'9", 157, a researcher. Fields, 27, 5'9", 150, an illustrator. Pretty even up, Steve.
Okay, Jesse, the rules are simple. A standing 8 count applies. There's no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight, and the fighter cannot be saved by the bell. And the audience chooses the winner at the end of round 3. It's the battle of I Left You Standing There. And that's how Tim Mrs. Fields feels about this man, Walter Peach Borchert.
And here we go with the boxing gloves. And the throw and a good right hand by Walter Peach Borchert.
Oh, big right, Jesse, by Walter.
All it takes is that one punch and then the windmills start.
But the best punch thus far landed by Walter Peach Borchert in the red.
He's got a good right hand, and he's using it to good advantage. He's setting it up with the left and coming across the top with the right.
Boxing well. Good head movement. Throwing the jab combinations. Nice flurries by Borchert.
But it's Borchert's right hand right now that I think has carried the boxing with about 15 seconds to go in the round.
Let's see if he goes to the left more.
What would he want to do that for if the right's working, Steve?
And the right just worked again. Well, you never know. Get more power from the left.
Whoa, and there's that right again and another one. And I'll tell you what, I got to go for Walter Peach Borchert on that one. I think he handled Tim Mrs. Fields in the boxing, but we got 2 more rounds to go.
Go, baby. Smoke, baby.
Let's go back and take a look at one of Peach Borchert's good hits right here. Boom, look at that right hand, Steve Albert. Let's go to stats. Walter, 34 punches, 19 landed for 56%. Tim, through 20, landed 6 for 30%. And again, Steve Albert, I'm right on the money, 56 to 30%.
Bloody nose. There's our paramedic who just finished his chores. And we're set for round number 2 now. It's entitled Seesaw Scene. They'll be tossing glop at each other while riding on a seesaw. And they have good balance here.
Yep, it's balance and timing and be able to duck while you're going up and down.
Walter Peach Borchert comes off that exquisite first round, landing repeatedly.
And so far, neither guy being very accurate at all. There's our first hit right there. Borchert landed, but these guys are not being too accurate. You know, it's that up and down movement that gets to them.
Whoa! Tim Fields almost fell off the seesaw. You know what? Borchert hasn't been tagged yet. He's staying clean.
Very clean, and he's landing. He's building up a lead. He obviously won the boxing. And he's getting a good lead here.
He's got this thing down to a science.
Still he's clean. The Peach looks clean as a peach, Tim. Or Steve, I should say.
That's all right, Vince.
You know how to hit below the belt, don't you?
And what a round for Walter Borchert. He remained as clean as a whistle.
I'll tell you what, though, he's not going to stay clean here in the 3rd round. That's going to be physically impossible, I predict.
Friends of Jesse getting into the ring right now.
Let's go back and see the stats of the last round where the Peach looked very good. Walter, 25 balloons, landed 9, 36%. Tim, look at that, threw 20, hit only once for a measly 5%. That's got to be a record for the lowest percentage total.
All right, it's time for your favorite subject in mind, bimbo boxing in a pool of grudge slime. The contestants will wrestle and beat each other with dressed inflatable dolls.
Oh, brother. The question is, where do they get these inflatable dolls?
Don't look at me. I don't know.
Here they go. They got to start swinging. Get in there. Start wrestling. Yeah, we got one doll down. 2 of them down. And they're down on the mat. And again, Walter's clean as a whistle.
I can't tell who the doll is and who the real people are. Is that a doll down? Yeah.
All I hope is that John Connect doesn't get too infatuated with the dolls. He needs to keep his eye on what's happening in the ring.
He might pounce on the one in the red who doesn't look bad.
Here we go. They're forgetting about... Oh, and there's a good takedown right there. Tim misses Fields with a good underhook and takedown, and we're going into amateur wrestling here.
Now, keep in mind, Tim with the grudge, but he's, for the most part, getting whipped here.
Well, he got beaten round 1 and 2, but he came back strong there with an excellent takedown.
Well, we'll see how the judges see it. Sometimes they go to sympathy, too. In this case, it's Tim.
Both of them with the collar elbow hookup right there. Water back to the dolls again. Nope, back to a collar elbow hookup. Tim slides out. Come on, somebody leg dive the other guy. There's the bell.
That's it. Now, keep in mind, Walter picked up the girl that Tim was talking to in a bar while Tim was in the bathroom. And the first 2 rounds seemed to go to Walter Peach Borchert. And Tim Fields had a pretty good 3rd round. Here is the first takedown by Tim. Right into that grudge slime over the inflatable dolls in bimbo boxing. And let's swing it up to Michael Puffer.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Who will it be? Will it be Walter? Will it be Tim? Our judges are here at ringside. They'll give us their decision in just a moment.
So don't go away. Back to the grudge match and the results right after these messages. Welcome back to the fabulous Grudge Match Arena. The battle of I Left You Standing There just took place, and it seemed pretty one-sided from our point of view for Walter Borchert. Let's find out how the audience saw it and go up to Michael Buffer.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the scoring is in, and our judges have decided by an overwhelming majority. 82% have picked the winner in the red corner, the Peach Master, Walter Borchert.
No justice for Tim Mrs. Fields. There is Bill Borchert, Walter's father, who is celebrating the moment with his son, who gets the Grudge Match championship belt from the lovely Teresa Ring. And Jesse, the Body Ventura, is standing by. Jesse?
Well, Tim, you had a grudge with him, but he seemed to win it here. You know, you had a problem connecting with the balloons on the teeter-totter. Yeah, it's a lot tougher than people think, isn't it?
That's right. That's right. It's tough, but it ain't over yet, I don't think. I think we'll be back someday.
There we go. Well, Walter, I'll tell you, you're not a bad boxer. You had pretty good form in that ring, and you had a great overhand right. It got you ahead early. How'd you feel?
I felt really good. About 25 seconds into the round, I saw that I had him dazed. I was feeling kind of sorry for the guy, but which is why I let him get a few punches in. But I saw him dazed, and should have gone all the way, but I felt sorry for him, like I said, so I didn't finish him off like I should have.
Well, do you think next time, you might let him have the girl?
I don't think so, especially now.
Okay, well...
This just proves my point that I was right and he was wrong.
Okay, guys, will you shake hands and tell us the grudge is over here on the Grudge Match? Yeah! There we go, Steve Albert. We've solved another grudge on the Grudge Match. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Jesse. Next on the Grudge Match, skydivers and lovers. This I gotta hear.
I have a grudge with Michael Pender, who destroyed the skydiving team that I helped form with him and one of our friends several years ago.
Melody and I used to be more than just friends, and this was when we were first skydiving together. Well, during the course of this, she broke it off because there was someone else in the background.
The other person in the team is the person that I took up with, and that might have caused a little bit of stress.
She couldn't skydive without both of us there. I mean, this is kind of some sort of psychosexual babble on her part. I mean, this woman had to have this airborne menage a trois going.
No, that is absolutely not true. We are not into a menage a trois situation at all.
She wanted to have her cake and eat it too, and unfortunately, I just did not feel like someone else's frosting.
He started seeing a very lovely lady who I introduced him to, who disapproved strenuously. And it is a truism amongst jumpers that if you skydive, you don't date somebody who doesn't.
One of us is going to go down, and it ain't going to be me.
I'm going to give you a chance to prove that you still have some of that courage you used to have when you were a skydiver.
And this is the third party in question. The guy Melody took up with, his name is Michael.
Okay, and you got millions on national TV. You can embarrass this girl. All right, you ready to do that? Oh, yeah. Well, start punching, man. Start punching. Show what you can do to this girl in the first round. It shouldn't go through.
And that was another Michael Freefall Pender, who is taking on Unchained Melody Spivak. If you skydive, don't date somebody who doesn't. Words to live by. Those are the words of Unchained Melody. Let's find out what weapons they plan to use. Here's Paula.
Well, thank you, Steve. We're here in the gallery of weapons where we have very, very serious and bizarre weapons. In round one, they're going to bounce each other around the ring in rubber inner tubes. In round two, a little seltzer bottle fight. It's going to be terrific. Lots of water out there. Sorry. And in round three, Michael is going to make a chocolate sundae out of Melody. Now let's see what they want to win. Michael is fighting for an exercise bike. Proform Tailwind with electronic calorie monitor. Upper and lower body action for a complete aerobic workout for your health and fitness goals. Furnished by Proform Fitness Products. And if Melody wins, she wants to take home $600. Back to you, Steve.
All right, Paula, thank you very much. And if you're a little confused, just remember this. Everybody's ticked off at everybody.
You know, Steve, the person you don't want to break up with is the guy that packs the chutes.
Yes, very good point. Well put. And here is Michael Freefall Pender against Unchained Melody Spivak. Let's go up to our ring announcer, Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the officials for this match will remain the same, for this the Grudge Match battle of that old gang of mine. Introducing first in the red corner, from Saskatchewan, Canada, he's 5'10", weighs in at an even 145 pounds. Let's hear it for Michael Freefall Pender. And his opponent across the ring in the blue corner, from the windy city of Chicago, Illinois, 5'5", a petite and fit 112 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, the Unchained Melody Spivak.
Okay, now I want a nice clean fight. I want you to listen to my instructions during the match. If there are any, if you have any problems during the match, go to a neutral corner or call it to my attention right away. We've got inner tubes with grudge slime, so it's going to be slippery. We've got soda showers and chocolate and bananas. When the bell rings, come out, let's get messy. Come on.
All right, Jesse, let's check the numerical breakdown.
The tail of the tape, Pender, 37 years old, 5'10", 145, a salesman. Spivak, 37, 5'5", 112, and a stunt woman. That's got to put it a little more in her corner, I think.
Yeah, being a stunt woman, she knows the moves. Let's check the rules. A standing 8 count applies. There's no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight. The fighter cannot be saved by the bell. The audience chooses the winner at the end of round 3. And the wife and child of Michael Freefall Pender, well, she is Laurel and Gower is just electrified by the action here, don't you think?
Absolutely. Looks like John Panette after a night of pizza.
And there's Daddy. Hopefully he'll be awake, and he's ready for the inner tubes in the battle of that old gang of mine.
And here we go.
And they're slamming around with that grudge flop.
And the key here, they're going to try to stay on their feet if they can, but there's no chance of that for a full minute, I don't think. There goes Unchained Melody Spivak down into the glop, and look at Michael rubbing it into her face. Wow. She comes into the ring looking prim and pretty, and she leaves, and only her hairdresser knows for sure. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, Michael Freefall Pender's having the advantage here over Unchained Melody Spivak.
She fell out of her tubes, and she's going to try to take advantage of the situation.
And John Panette's got to get her back in those tubes again.
Yeah, let's play by the rules now.
And if anybody knows about inner tubes, it's Panette. Here from the red corner grudge cam, you're seeing exactly what Michael Freefall Pender is looking at with his battle with Melody Spivak. And down goes Melody again, and Michael on top of her. And I'll tell you, I got to give the advantage in that first round to Michael Freefall Pender all the way.
Michael broke up Melody's skydiving team, and he wants to publicly humiliate, in his words, the bimbo.
Let's go back to replay and look at a takedown right here. Here you see Michael hooking the back of the neck of Melody right there, winging her down right into the grudge flop and coming down on her with a big splash move right there. And look at that. Oh, rubbing that glop right in Melody's face. That takes care of the makeup job for this morning, don't it?
Jesse, let's throw it up to somebody who never needs makeup, Paula McClure.
All right, thanks, Steve. I'm here with Laurel. Now, I happen to know that your husband used to date this woman, and you're not jealous? No. He's up there really giving it to her. Yes, he is. Maybe that's... You're happy about that. Yes, I am. Very happy about that. Back to you, Steve.
And I'll tell you, Paula, that Gower, boy, that kid's having a whale of a time. All right, getting ready for soda shower time, round 2. Contestants spray each other with seltzer bottles. And the lovely Teresa Ring. Here we go, round 2.
Wow, and look at that. She's going after his pants, Steve. But in the meantime, Michael's landing. Now she's going back to the head. You got to blind them first before you can go into the drawers.
Good strategy, Jesse. Oh, there go her goggles, and now she's really going to get hammered. Man,
and if she wants to start pulling clothes off, that could be the wrong move.
She's trying to take him down.
Oh, yeah, but see, Michael with a good wrestling move gets her down to that mat.
Well, she's got a lot of spirit, though, a lot of feistiness, but he's stronger.
Oh, yeah, and he's doing a good job. He's fighting a good technical fight.
And she's the one with the grudge. Well, I guess they both have grudges here. Now they're going in close with the water bottles. Down she goes again. He's recording a number of knockdowns.
There's the bell. That's the end of round 2.
He's still lousy. Hey, Panette just got it in the face.
Look at Panette.
They just want to wrestle.
Let's go back and take a look at the first takedown here. Here you see Michael grabbing Melody there, reaching in, hooking that leg, and driving her down to the mat. Great shot by our overhead cam here at the Grudge Match. And now let's see a shot at what's called in your face. Look at that. Boom.
Teresa Ring indicates round number 3. And round number 3 will consist of Stern's banana dip. If you thought that was messy, in this case, the contestants will throw peeled bananas dipped in chocolate and rolled in nuts. Here we go, round 3.
There's the bell.
Remember, food is being donated to the homeless, to shelters, to area farms.
Whoa! And Michael landed right there. They got to quit wrestling and get to the food.
They forgot there's food involved. That's the objective.
There's food involved here.
It's messed up here.
Come on, Panette, separate them.
They really want to go at it so much, they just went at each other, and they forgot there was an objective here.
Uh-oh. There, she's reaching in. Now she's blasting him. Now she's blasting him. Blasting herself, too.
Yeah, she's getting it, too, but over the shoulder shots by Melody.
Now pull the whole thing down on her. What he needs to do there is reach up and pull all the chocolate down on top of her.
And she's certainly getting a chocolate shower.
Down to 10 seconds. Make your move. Here it comes. There. Oh, there he did it. There he did it at the bell.
She put it on her own head by accident.
She took the heavies there.
That was a great move by Michael to force her to dump it on her own head, and there are the results. She got a shampoo, a chocolate shampoo. Oh, brother. And Michael Freefall Pender, I think these are former friends now. Here's the action. She's trying to reach up for the entire bowl, and watch what happened. Oh, she got it on her own head by accident. He's trying to dump her head into that bowl. She's reaching for the bananas. And here it is from overhead. Great shot. Oh, that's unbelievable. And we'll be back with the decision in just a moment.
Do what you want, but
Boys in the Hood's Larry Fishburne has a new job.
And welcome back to the colorful and fabulous Grudge Match Arena. This was Unchained Melody Spivak before the fight began. And this is Melody Spivak after she partook in the grudge match. It was the battle of that old Gang of Mine. Let's get the decision from Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a decision, and it is a very, very close one. 52% of the scoring went to the winner. In the red corner, Michael Freefall Pender.
Michael Pender, a salesman out of Saskatchewan, Canada. No justice for Unchained Melody Spivak, who had the grudge. Nice to see Gowers awake and enjoying the moment for Dad. Michael Freefall Pender will get the grudge match belt. Let's go up to Jesse the Body Ventura.
Melody, you put up a great fight, I thought, but you know what I think backfired? You lost very close decision. You went to pick that chocolate up, and you dumped it on yourself more than you dumped it on him, and that may have swayed the judges. How do you feel about it?
I think it's time for a rematch. We're going to have our managers in touch. We got another bout coming.
All right, there you heard it. Michael, you want a close one right there? I thought you controlled it in the food fight, and you got it with that chocolate right at the end, and that may have swayed it for you.
Yeah, thank you, Jesse. I'd like to say that I think that the judging was entirely unfair. All I can say is one of the judges must have a thing about women covered in chocolate. No way, 52%. No way, that was a butt.
Well, you're kind of an ungracious winner.
No, I just feel I'm right in this. That's all right. I just feel.
Well, will the two of you shake hands and end the grudge? There they go, shaking hands. I don't know if it's really ended, but they're shaking a little bit. Back to you, Steve Albert.
Thank you, Jesse. Well, coming up next here on the grudge match, we have neighbors feuding over a fence built between their properties. Let's hear them tell their stories.
I'm David Rose, and my grudge is with my neighbor, Jim Welker. Approximately a year and a half ago, Jim started to rehab his house and asked if it would be okay if he tore down his our old fence in order to make his job a little easier.
We underwent a major remodel on our house here, and as a gesture to the neighbors next door, we decided to put in a very nice fence after the construction was done.
At that time, I noticed that the fence had been built in a different place than our original fence was.
He came to me and asked me about it, and I said, well, no, we put the fence back in. I instructed the fence people to put the fence back in where the original fence was.
This is how I realized something was wrong. See the telephone pole back there? That originally was 100% in my yard.
The fence serves no purpose other than providing a barrier between the two yards and the land that's in question serves no purpose for either one of us.
Well, I hired a surveyor to come out to see if what I thought was true, and it turned out the fence really was built 1.5 feet too much on my property.
I contend that it's that the survey is not absolutely accurate.
My grudge is I want him to move my fence or buy my land from me.
I don't see that I should have to do either one of these.
That footage is mine, and I want it back.
David, I think the dispute over this little piece of land is just senseless. The fence looks great where it is. I don't see any reason to move it. If we can't settle this peacefully, then let's get into the ring and take care of it.
Either you move the fence, you buy the land from me, or we duke it out in the ring.
You come out with this club and just start beating them for the 10% they've got left after you beat them in the back.
Well, now we know what they actually decided to do as you look at Jim Wrongway Welker, who has the grudge, getting last-second instruction from Pete Steinfeld in his red dressing room over to the blue side, where Andy Steinfeld is urging on David Thorny Rose.
I disagree with you. I think Thorny Rose has the grudge.
Yeah?
The guy moved the fence 1.5 feet under his property.
Well, Jim thinks the other way. Let's find out what weapons they plan to use, Jesse. Here's Paula.
Well, Steve, our hostile neighbors have been back here to the gallery of weapons, and in round 1, they decided on oversized boxing gloves. In round 2, David is going to beat some sense into Jim by taking him back to the caveman days. And in round 3, Jim wants to throw trash at David, and they're both fighting for $1,000. Back to you, Steve.
All right, Paula McClure. David says Jim built it on his property, and Jim Wrongway Welker comes in feeling he has the grudge, and he'll go at it with his neighbor, David Thorny Rose. And there's David, who wants the fence rebuilt in the right place. And we're here on the Grudge Match, and we'll be back with the start of this fight right after these messages. We are back at the Grudge Match and ready to go in this battle of neighbors here at the fabulous Grudge Match Arena. It'll be Jim Wrongway Welker.
You know, he bears a striking resemblance to Goose Gossage, don't he?
Very much so. We'll see if we can throw some heat at David Thorny Rose. And let's get the ring introductions from Michael Buffer.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the grudging adversaries in the battle of Don't Fence Me In. Introducing first in the red corner. He's from Santa Monica, California. Standing tall at 6'2" and weighing in at 212 pounds. Introducing Jim Wrongway Welker. And his opponent in the blue corner. Also from Santa Monica, California, he's 5'8". He's a middleweight at 160 pounds even. Ladies and gentlemen, David Thorny Rose.
All right, we want a nice clean round of boxing, no hitting below the belt. If there's any problems during the match at all, go to a neutral corner or just call it to my attention, please. Touch gloves. When the bell rings, come out, let's settle it.
Jesse, on paper, this appears to be a mismatch.
Yes, Welker, 34, 6'2", and a whopping 212 is a contractor. Rose, 30 years old, a mere 5'8", 160, and a banker.
The rules, a standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight, and the fighter cannot be saved by the bell. And, of course, the audience chooses the winner at the end of round 3. And there is the wife of Wrongway Welker. That's Michelle Welker cheering her husband Jim on. And also in the crowd today is David Thorny Rose's wife, and there she is.
And there's the bell.
Round 1, scheduled for 3 of the Battle of Don't Fence Me In.
And what I think David's got to do is hit and move, because I'll tell you, Jim Wrongway Welker, look at the size advantage. He's knocking him almost through the ropes.
But he's all right. He looks like a trooper.
Well, he needs to hit and move and not turn his back out there. You can tell he fights like a banker. As Captain Quint said, he spent his whole life counting money. His hands are soft.
Well, he's hanging in there as well as he can against the much bigger Wrongway Welker.
Ooh, there's a good left uppercut there. He's coming back with a little uppercut. You know what he's going to do, though? He's going to get Welker mad. And then he's going to be in bigger trouble, I think.
By the way, when did Captain Hook become a sports announcer? I forgot that. Lost
Captain Quint.
Oh, Quint.
Quint, I said.
Oh, this is Captain Hook. I think David could use a hook right here. He's getting the car knocked out of him.
And there's the bell ending the boxing end of it. And I think David Thorny Rose is going to appreciate that he made it through that round.
They're feuding over a fence built between their properties. David says Jim built it on his property.
Enough of that. Let's see Teresa Ring. What a swimsuit she's got on today. Look at that. I mean, is that nice or what? Albert.
I'm sorry.
I mean, is that good or what?
I agree. And
let's go to stats. Jim threw 29 punches, landed 11 for 38%. David threw 24, landed 7 for 29%. And I think wrong way is on the right way there. He's a little bit ahead.
Time for round 2 called Cavemen, where the contestants will battle with caveman clubs and boulders, but they're made out of foam, so don't worry. Boy, they met there at the center of the ring, and boom.
And again, Big Jim Wrong Way Welker, I think, is using his advantage a little bit. He's got David Thorny Rose backing up.
Jim in the red contends that he's in the right. And then he said, besides, it's just a small piece of land, but, you know, land is land. You want to write that down, maybe?
Land is land.
You might want to write that down. They're each going for $1,000. So there's a lot of money at stake here.
And look at Big Jim using that size advantage in there.
Pretty good defensive job, though, by David Thorny Rose.
He better do defense because he ain't got no offense.
He's keeping the connections by James to a minimum. I think James run out of gas. Maybe Thorny can take advantage here. But Thorny has nothing left either.
Thorny's running the other way too much. He's not out of gas. He's on his bicycle. There we go. Jim at 37 clubs swung, landed 13 for 35%. David swung 31, only landed with 7 for 23%. And most of those were very defensive, I think, Steve.
Yep. And we are set for the third and final round, as Teresa Ring shows us. Round 3 will be called Trash Can Alley. And there you have the weapon. Contestants will dig into the garbage cans and throw trash. So this should be interesting.
And there's the bell. Let's start trashing, boys. And look at that. Big Jim's going after him. Boom. He's picking that. Oh, and he gets him down. No, he should have dumped it. He should have stayed with the same can. Yep. See, he's using that size advantage. He's picking him up and dumping him all over the ring.
Poor David, he's getting the worst of this deal.
Look at that. He's trying to dive in there. He's going to get it right over the head.
First he gets the fence built on his property, and now this. They're going for $1,000.
And that Jim's picking up again. He's going low. You got to go high, Jim. You got to go high.
Even the bag came out.
We don't care here on the Grudge Match. We recycle everything.
Absolutely. And Jim Welker looks to recycle some popcorn.
And there he got David again. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, maybe David will get a sympathy decision from the judges. But as far as I'm concerned, Big Jim used his size to great advantage and totally won all 3 rounds,
Well,
Steve.
yeah, it was David versus Goliath, only this time David will probably lose. The Goliath is Jim Wrong Way Welker. Tough fight for David Thorny Rose. Let's check the action. What a mess. Down goes David. And he gets dumped on by Jim Wrong Way Welker, 34-year-old contractor from Santa Monica. They're neighbors. At least they are now. I don't know about tomorrow. Thorny Rose getting it in the kisser. And we'll be back with the decision right after these words.
Are you tough enough to take it? The American Gladiators are coming to the Philadelphia Civic Center. Watch for your chance to call in and take the challenge. The first caller to correctly answer the Gladiator trivia question will win 4 tickets to the show. All 17 of the lucky winners qualify for the grand prize, an all-expense-paid trip to Atlantic City. You'll meet your favorite Gladiator and get VIP tickets to the national finals of the American Gladiator Live Challenge at the Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino. Get ready to take the challenge from PHL 17.
We are back here at the Grudge Match Arena. We just witnessed the battle of Don't Fence Me In. Pretty lopsided affair. Let's find out who won it. with our ring announcer, Michael Buffer.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, who will it be? Wrong Way Welker or Thorny Rose? 72% of the scoring goes to the red corner, Jim Wrong Way Welker.
Well, as expected, Jim Welker, his wife, celebrating over there, wearing the white. And he had the grudge coming in, and he beat his neighbor royally. And he gets the grudge match belt from Teresa Ring in the Battle of Don't Fence Me In. And our Jesse the Body Ventura is standing by in the ring. Jesse?
Well, David, I thought you put up a pretty fair fight. But, you know, he's got a lot of size and strength advantage, and he used it definitely. And I got to tell you honestly, I think he won the battle. How do you feel about it?
Well, I don't know. I fought hard, but it's his reach. He's bigger. I did my best. He took off a lot of weight in the last month, and it helped him, I think.
Yeah, I think it definitely did, but you put up a great fight. Thanks. You did a good job. Big Jim, as I said to your neighbor, David, I thought you had a good size and strength and reach advantage. You used it totally in here, especially in the trash. You were able to pick those cans up and dump it on him. You had him rocking and reeling, and you won pretty big. How do you feel?
I feel great, Jess. He was a good performer. He came out hard, but I think you were right. The size and strength factor was able to move him on such a slippery surface like this.
Absolutely. Well, guys, can I ask you now, will you shake hands and call the grudge over here on the grudge match? Good job, guys. Steve Albert, we've solved another grudge. Good sportsmanship on both guys' parts. Back to you.
Okay, thanks very much. And how appropriate, Jesse. It says, how good can natural taste? The grudge match arena has been trashed. We'll be back to sum it up right after these messages. Welcome back to the Grudge Match Arena, and Jesse, I know you liked Wrong Way and Thorny.
Absolutely. It was a good sportsmanship on both parts. I thought they had a real legitimate grudge, and they seemed to both appreciate each other when it was all over.
And Paula, how about yourself?
Well, I really liked round two. Speaking for all women, an ex-girlfriend giving it to her ex-boyfriend. That's great.
Okay, let's recap the activities that you saw today in the grudge match. And the first match, it was Walter Peach Borchert coming up a winner, and he's showing his ecstasy right there. And then in fight number two, yeah, there's the guy, Michael Freefall Pender, not a favorite of Paula McClure's. And in the third match, Don't Fence Me In, it was Jim Wrong Way Welker. That'll do it for this edition of the Grudge Match. For Jesse the Body Ventura and Paula McClure, Steve Albert saying so long. We'll see you next time on the Grudge Match.
You two get your hair done at the same place?
Yeah, we do.
If you're going to be in the Los Angeles area and would like to be a Grudge Match participant, write us at The Grudge Match, P.O. Box 1040, Agoura Hills, California, 91376. You must have a legitimate grudge.
Stork Chocolate Reason. If you like chocolate, then you'll love Reason. Extra chewy chocolate caramels covered with a rich chocolate coating. Crisp, clean, very masculine. Wear it and be victorious. Adidas, aftershave and cologne. The essence of sports. Odor Eater's Foot Powder. Its super drying formula can absorb 25 times more wetness than talc. Odor Eater's Foot Powder.
Tonight at 11, tune in for all the laughs on the Howard Stern Show. Stay tuned next for Super Force on PHL 17.
Hi, Dad.
Where you been?
Jeff's house. New Genesis game. Kid Chameleon. 100 levels. 1,800 screens. Longest I've ever played.
That's good, son.
Every time I changed helmets, I was someone else.
That's nice, dear.
Skycutter, Cyclops, Juggernaut. I kept transforming.
Everybody's saying.
Can't. Later, Mom.
What's with him?
He's just having an identity crisis.
New Kid Chameleon, the multiple personality game, only on Sega Genesis.
You gonna buy the same old game, boy?
Atari Lynx, the portable video arcade. With the biggest screen for full-color attraction. Stereo sound and 16-bit action. And more games for total satisfaction. Lynx will blow you away. Lynx, more fun and games from Atari.
Richard Burton, Gene Simmons, and Victor McCure star in an epic tale of love and faith. The Robe.
Monday at 8 on PHL 17.